Welcome, everybody, back to the podcast. Has the Bills' playoff Super Bowl aspirations closed after this year? We'll talk about it now. Welcome back, everybody, to the Two versus Brother podcast. We're here today again with Alfredo and me, myself, Pedro. Alfredo, how are you doing today?
Good, man. Good. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Alrighty. I guess I'll let you handle the first topic of the day. Are the Bills' playoff and Super Bowl aspirations closed after this season?
Well, that's the big question after their loss this weekend. That's the big question. Has the windows for the Bills have been closed? The last couple of years they've been contending, but somehow last year they lost to Cincinnati at home, and this year they finally got the Kansas City Chiefs at home, which is their kryptonite, and they still ended up losing. So mine to answer this question, I say yes. The windows have officially closed. And the big question is, what is going to happen in the future? Well, the Bills, even though Josh Allen is still in his prime, but the rest of his team, we're seeing players that are already in over the year age 30. They have a lot of free agents. And actually, I want to share this with you guys of how the the team is basically getting affected by this. I want you guys to see this is going to be the 2024 unrestricted free agents for the Buffalo Bills. And you're going to see some key names here. Kyle Allen, Gabe Davis, Tyrell Dodson, who played down the stretch, AJ Panessa, Leonard Floyd, Puna Ford, Damian Harris, Micah Hyde, Dane Jackson, Daquan Jones, Limmer Joseph, Cam Lewis, Shaq Lawson, Tyler Medakovich, Latavius Murray, Jordan Phillips, Taylor Rapp, Tim Settle, and Trent Sherfield. Now, looking at this is a team that is already going to be $40 million over the cap on this. And they have essential pieces. One of the things that the Buffalo Bills, Pedro, have had is that they always had depth. Now, they're going to be losing it. One guy is the top there, the second, Gabe Davis, the wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. Stefon Diggs needs another partner to take off the load. We saw in the playoffs how ineffective Buffalo passing game was by not having Gabe Davis. They were struggling. And I know people will say, well, Josh Allen, they had a different game plan, but they didn't have Gabe Davis. And the way things end, he is not coming back. In addition to it, you're going to lose a free agency. You have AJ Panessa, who came down the stretch. You have safety, Michael Hyde, and you have Shaq Lawson. And a big essential piece was Daquan Jones. Buffalo, when they turned it on in the second half, was because Daquan Jones came back. And now they might potentially lose them. So these are pieces, Buffalo. So Pedro, I mean, I don't see where can Buffalo come back from this.
All right. If you're going to talk about the salary cap being the issue, I'm going to tell you right now that salary cap in the NFL nowadays is a fugazi. It's basically them playing with numbers that for so that they could always do whatever it is they want to do. The only
No,
thing
no,
that
no.
could throw a
The
monkey
salary
wrench.
cap,
Mhm.
the salary cap is a credit card. Do you know what happens with credit card?
Of course, we know you have to pay it eventually. But how many times have we seen teams kick the can down the road and they can still do that almost to infinity, and it's
Yes,
fine, you
but
know.
right now they're gonna
Mhm.
be $40 million over the cap.
Okay,
Um,
look, at the end of the day, you said it yourself. Most of the people that they have there are somewhat over the gap, over 30 years old, and a lot of times after 30, those they need to be replaced with younger, better talents. You said it yourself: younger, better, cheaper.
Okay, but
That's
they need to
always
have
been
some
the
form
NFL.
of money. Okay,
I'm sorry. Say that again.
they have some form of money. They need to have money. So if they don't have the
No, of
cap
course.
space, they can't get the young free cheap players.
No, of course. But like I'm telling you, there's always restructuring that needs to be done. There's always things that happen for them to get to where they need to go. And every team always magically gets under the cap, and they always magically are able to sign players. And especially on a team like this, that everybody's nowadays are, especially people that are trying to get into good teams from bad teams. What are they doing? They're ring chasing. They're trying to get a ring. Especially we got players in there that are going to 28, 29, 30. They don't want to just sign with any old team. They want to sign to a team that has a high probability of making it to the big dance. And
Okay,
with a
but
go ahead.
what players that you're going to find that are cheap that is going to make the difference to beat your kryptonite, the team that your boogeyman, the Kansas City Chiefs? None of these players that can potentially be free agents or anybody that'll be free agent that they can attract or even through a trade, it's not going to take them over the hill to beat them.
Listen, we saw Alfredo. What game did you see? Because I saw a game where the Bills lost off of a missed kick. That's
Yeah.
and you and I saw and you eloquently put in your all 22 film diagnostic that you looked at the team and what the quarterback did, what Josh Allen did, and what he was supposed to do. Yes, Josh Allen's always gonna throw those Hail Marys. He's always gonna go for the big play. But you know what? There aren't many quarterbacks that can do that in this league, and he's one of the people that can.
So you're saying for Buffalo to get back, to return with the same players.
No. I'm not saying they're going to return with the exact same players. There's going to be people on that list that are not going to be there because to tell you the truth, there's a reason why there are keys to get you to the kingdom, and there are keys that once you're there, you don't need anymore. There are players in that list that most likely you are not going to need anymore that for some reason you can replace. They're in the draft, free agency. You can make a trade or two and get it and make it happen. But you know what? I'm not gonna dwell on your list. I'm gonna tell you the reason why I think the Bills are gonna make it back to the playoffs and still have aspirations to go and make it to a Super Bowl. First and foremost,
I'm
their
curious to
quarterback.
hear this.
Go ahead. Sit back and relax. Their quarterback. Bills quarterback Josh Allen. Big, strong, young, has all the tools in his toolbox to get to get them to the playoffs.
Are you
And
worried he eventually is gonna break down?
when you're that big and you're that strong, I don't expect that kind of stuff to happen. This is
Okay.
it's always a possibility with his play style, but this is the reason why I think that that's not going to happen in the future is because of the firing of Ken Dorsey. That is one of the main reasons why I think that's the case. After Ken Dorsey was gone, the Bills were able to start running the ball again, and they started depending more on running the ball with running backs, the traditional way, and
Okay.
and that and that always helps the quarterback off of play action, being able just to have the safeties come in a little bit because they have to respect the run. Once they were able to run the ball, they were a different team. After just on week, let me just take a quick look here at some of the stats that I have here. In week 15, where it's this Ken Dorsey was gone, I believe it was week 11, week 10.
Yep.
So that's more or less when he was gone. Week 15, the Bills rushed for 266 yards. That's one game. That it's the most in a single game in the Sean McDermott era.
Well, remember they did the same thing against Kansas City. They were running the ball. They were
Mm-hmm.
minimizing their passes. Even
Mm-hmm.
Tony Romo in the broadcast, he was saying Buffalo is running the ball. It still wasn't enough. You
It
need to
wasn't
change.
enough, Alfredo. It wasn't enough because like this is the thing, and we talked about it in the last time we were together. If the Bills decide to let Josh Allen play hero ball, they are going to lose.
Okay, but they
What
weren't
happened?
playing. Okay, but they
You,
went for
what
the.
happened?
Okay, but they went for the.
You said it yourself. You
They
put it
had the
yourself.
perfect game plan.
They had the perfect game plan. They ran the ball down their throats. They did everything that needed to be done. They had 2 minutes left, and instead of passing the ball to a wide open Stephon Diggs, he decided to go for the bomb. That was open. This is the funny thing. It was open. If he wasn't pushed in the backfield too early as how he was going to throw the ball, that ball was going to be a touchdown. But then, of course, you leave a minute 40, minute 30 on the clock for Mahomes to drive the field.
Now, do you think Josh Allen will ever change? Because this is the same tendency. They had the perfect game plan, and then in the opportunity, he went back to what he was.
Look, this is a thing that's going to happen. Even now, even you, even me, if I play a game that I know that I'm good at, and I change my game to beat you or to beat somebody else, and I lose, I can't. It's hard for me to accept that. But if I play my game and I play how I know how I'm gonna play, how I always play, and I win, I'll be great. But you know what? If I play a game the way the Bills played it that last time, they played it to a T. Yes, they took some shots like they're always going to, but they missed it off of Tyler Bass's kick. That
Well,
kind
they
of
had
hurts.
opportunity. Josh Allen threw a couple of bombs to Stephon Diggs, and what
Mm-hmm.
happened? He missed.
He
There's
missed
always like a miss with this team.
a
It's just
miscommunication,
something
a
going
miss.
on.
Yeah, I get you. And this is the thing that I'm gonna harp on, because this is the same offense that's gonna go into next year. More or less, there are some things that are gonna change here and there, but this is the offense that we're gonna have. I have some stats here that's gonna maybe blow you away. On third downs, 2023, 49.8% of third downs were converted. That is the highest third down percentage in the NFL.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, it's not just third downs. On fourth down in 2023, 56.3%. That's more than half of the time you're making your fourth down conversion.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's I don't there aren't listen, bad teams are bad teams for a reason. Because they can't convert on third down, because when they try to go on fourth down they don't make it, because they shoot themselves in the foot. As long as the Bills keep the nucleus of players that they have, the core players on the
Yeah.
offensive side of the ball, they should be able to continue doing that. If as long as they have this offensive coordinator going out there and calling plays that specifically help Josh Allen run the ball and take the game away from him so that he doesn't shoot himself and the Bills in the foot, they're going to be good. If you said it yourself, Alfredo, if they threw that ball to
We have the play
Stephon
right
Diggs,
here. I
there you
actually have the play. Go ahead,
go.
Pedro.
If this play right here, run it, Alfredo. If this ball, instead of going to, let's see, the game is going, motion, Stephon Diggs wide open, ready to be able to go and get that down. He threw it over there to number 10. Why? Why would he do that? He didn't need to win the game right there. It's a minute, and if I remember correctly, at this time it was a minute and 50 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
There was no reason to go
So,
for to go.
so you're
What was it?
proving my case. Josh
Mhm.
Allen in the clutch moments is not reliable.
Okay, so you're saying that Josh Allen is the problem, and I'm telling you that the running game is the solution.
Okay,
A
but they
whole
ran
year.
the ball. They ran the ball in this game. They did the perfect. Look at the next play. Again, this
Okay.
was third down. Right there.
Mhm.
Again, the same thing. Just stop it. He has a couple of ways. Look at this guy. This one I couldn't show it in the all 22 film yesterday. But look at it here and look at it here. He has options, wide open, wide receiver right here. But instead, hero ball. Look at it. He's like Pedro. If you have someone there right in front of you, aren't you gonna? It's right there, and the first down is right at the 17-yard line. I think
Yeah,
if the tight end catches is there, I think it's either Kincaid or Knox.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can probably break the tackle, and instead he throws it. He makes the wrong decision and throws it away.
Like I told you, Alfredo, if the Bills are going to make the playoffs. Let's be real here. The Bills are going to make the playoffs. The Bills are going to be going to the playoffs for the foreseeable future. If they can run the ball effectively like they've been doing for the past few weeks after the Ken Dorsey firing, they are going to win games and they are always going to have a chance at the Super Bowl. Do I think that they're going to actually? You know what? To be completely honest, I'm a Dolphins fan. I would hate that, but you know what? I have to speak the truth. The Bills are built to go to the Super Bowl. They need to. This is what I was going to talk to you about today too. I was going to tell you. Good teams know that they're going to get to the playoffs. Good teams know they're going to get to the playoffs. Bad teams try to get to the playoffs. And once you're in the playoffs as a good team, you need to build your whole team for the teams that you know you're going to meet in the playoffs.
Okay.
Kansas City, Baltimore, they see us at twice a year, and now it looks like it's going to start being 3 times a year. They're gonna have to start playing teams, play towards those games, play to be ready for those games. I believe they're able to do that. You don't.
No. I think Buffalo needs to do major changes. I think Stephon Diggs. I cannot foresee Stephon Diggs another year with this team. I think, and what I've been saying, they're gonna implode. And we had it in the middle of the year. They made a nice comeback, but then when the playoffs happened, he had opportunities. There's no connect between him and Josh Allen. And here's the thing: put it like this in a relationship status. If you're with somebody, and no matter what you do, if the relationship doesn't work, there's no connect. Are you going to still be with the same person? Are you going to still try to fight with the relationship if you know that there's no hope? Why are you going to keep on with that?
Alfredo, I want you to understand something. There was plenty of sparks and the relationship was great when they were losing. They had to make a change. They were 5-5 going after week 10. The reason why they stopped throwing the ball to Stephon Diggs is not because Stephon Diggs sucks. It's not because Josh Allen sucks. It's just that the play calling dictated that they needed to start running the ball. It had nothing to do with Stephon Diggs and his feelings and Josh Allen and his feelings.
Yeah, but there were already issues from the beginning of the year. There were issues that Stephon Diggs was not happy in Buffalo. So they're going to have to find a new wide receiver. They're going to have to, actually, 2, because Gabe Davis might not be back. So do you think you can get far enough with Shakir as your number 1 receiver?
What do I think? Sure. If you stick to the running game,
so you're telling me with Shakir as the number 1 receiver, Buffalo can go farther than what they did now?
No, they're going to make the playoffs. They need to go find another receiver. They're going to find them.
With what cap?
Look in the draft. You can find them in the draft. You can make a trade. The cap room, like I told you, the cap space is a fugazi, bro. They're gonna make calls. They're gonna do whatever it is they need to do to be competitive, not just in the AFC East, in the division, because they are pegged to go to the playoffs every year.
I'll tell you this, Pedro. I think that
Alfredo, look, how
you
about
should
I'll stop you.
get yourself tested, bro.
I'll
Get
stop you right there. Is Josh Allen a good quarterback?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
How many times has a quarterback in his good quarterback in his prime that everybody that unanimously considered a good quarterback is not a shoo-in to make the playoffs?
Okay. No, they can make the playoff, but they need to have the right team. Josh Allen cannot win it by himself. He needs to have the right team. He's not a Mahomes. Mahomes could win it, by himself. He basically has done it this year and last year with sucky receivers.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a psychological type of thing that they need to overpass. And for them to overpass that, they need to change the team. I would keep Josh Allen, obviously. I would keep Cook, but then, the rest of the
But,
team,
but Alfredo,
good.
you just said it yourself that Josh Allen is the problem. You will keep
He
Josh
is a
Allen?
problem, but he's not the he with Josh Allen. You need to change him, and he's not going to change. But
All
he's
right,
a
so
better
what?
option, huh?
All right, so you said it yourself. If you need to change Josh Allen, but he's not going to change. Come on,
Yeah,
Alfredo.
yeah. It's the truth. He's not going to change. You know, they have a long path, and now where can I see where Buffalo can improve? Yes, it's like you were saying. If they dedicate it to the run, if they, take it very conservative, then they could.
Mm-hmm.
However, their defense, since it struggled they struggle on the divisional round against the Chiefs. They need to shore up that defense. Remember, to have a very good running game, you need to have also good receivers. So the defense can respect it. But if you're not going to have any receivers, you're going to run against constantly 8 men, box. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
struggle. Other part, when you have a defense, Buffalo defense was very solid. But if you're going to start losing defenders, you need to retool that defense. We saw some of that list. Micah Hyde is a very good safety. Linebackers, yes, Matt Milano will be coming back next year, and they really, really missed him, but they need to retool. Daquan Jones, I think the biggest need, the man that they need to shore up is Daquan Jones.
Okay. Listen, we could go back and forth all day. I don't like. I think that you're wrong when it comes to the Bills. I think that the Bills are a team that is set on their quarterback position, and if the offense shifts, the only way that you're going to change Josh Allen is to shift the play call. The play call needs to be more towards the run than the pass. Because if he has to be the one that has to go out there and play hero ball all game, or he wasn't doing that all game, he was only doing that at the end when he had to go out there and score points that he felt that time is ticking, that he needed to go out there and score. But
Okay.
he did. But he still had a minute and a half to go.
Okay.
He
That's
could have
why,
still.
you have your opinion, I have my opinion. All right.
All right,
Well,
guys.
Pedro,
What do you guys think? Do you think Alfredo's right? Do you think I'm right? Do we both know not anything? We're both completely off. Put it in the comments, guys. We want to
you know
have
what I
a
think
nice
people are going to
one.
say? I think people are going to say that you're high.
That
That's
am
what they're
I?
going to say. Yep, that they say you're high. So,
It's all right,
even
man.
with your ridiculous takes.
It's all right, man. I'll have a video on to shore up one of my more ridiculous statements. Don't worry about it.
All right, man.
All right, guys. Like I said, comment, subscribe, like. Uh,
Remember, if you want to see more of us, you need to subscribe. You need to like this channel. No options.
there you go. You heard him. All right, Alfredo.
Right.